Okay, so Mr. Chikukwa, this year will mark 60 years of the National Gallery of Zimbabwe. What does this mean?
Well, the marking of 60 years of the existence of the National Gallery means a lot to the Zimbabwean art scene and to the gallery itself and to the country at large. Why it means a lot is also because we've come a long way since the gallery was formed, and the gallery has grown since it was formulated in 1957.
Let's look at post-independence. What has the gallery contributed to the art sector here in Zimbabwe?
The gallery has contributed immensely to the global art scene and to the Zimbabwean art world at large in a big way, in very big senses. Why? It is also because late 1980s, the National Gallery established the so-called BAT Studios, which was an art school which still exists to the present day. And that art school has seen many artists who come out of that art school, and they've proven to be big artists locally and internationally. And these the first batch of artists that includes Tafuma Gutsa and many others. And today we are celebrating 60 years that with Tafuma, with Louis Mack, with Virginia Chihota, Gareth Nyandoro, and many others who are today exhibiting at international stage.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we talk about the good. What are some of the challenges the gallery has faced since then up to now?
I would say the gallery has faced a number of challenges. One of the biggest challenges, like any other museum, like any other gallery in the continent, is funding. Funding is very limited. So as management, we have to see what we can do so that the gallery can keep its doors open. A couple of years ago, the gallery was bashed with a big storm that the roof was really under the condition that we were about to close. But generously and luckily, we were very, very lucky that the Norwegian embassy came on board. And now we are privileged to actually have a new roof, which we have a new ceiling. So really, it's really congratulations to the Norwegian embassy for the support they gave us. And we all know that they have left the country. They no longer have an embassy here. But the gift they left to this country and to Zimbabwe, it's huge. Because now we are proud that the gallery now has its roof back. Because when you have a leaking roof, you've got a problem, even in the house. But you can't have a leaking roof in an art house, in an art exhibition house. So those are some of the challenges, but I would like to say that some of the challenges, they actually strengthen us. They actually makes us to be creative as a management. So we are as creative as ever to make sure that the gallery doors are open to the public, and also make sure that we continue to create a platform for the Zimbabwean artists to continue exhibit locally and internationally.
Okay, so when we talk about art, we talk about celebrations. Marking the 60th anniversary, what are we celebrating? How are we marking this prestigious year?
Well, we're marking this prestigious event with memorial exhibitions. The beginning of the exhibition, which we in memory of one of the veteran artists, Amali Malola. We are also marking these celebrations with the International Congress on African Culture, which will be a conference which will see a number of museum directors, curators, artists coming to Zimbabwe from around the world in September. So that will be a marking of this 60th anniversary which the gallery is celebrating.
Okay, so have you set a specific date in September, or is the whole month what?
Well, basically the gallery was officially opened in July 1957. So come July, we are going to host the mother of all parties, which will take place here at the National Gallery. Then come September, from the 11th of September to the 15th of September, we will have the International Congress on African Culture, which will really interrogate its mapping the future, looking into the future. But as we look into the future, we also need to look back to where we're coming from, because our journey is very important to the development of the arts in this country.
Sure. Earlier, it seems like a joke, but you mentioned someone brought a girlfriend here at the gallery and they ended up getting dumped. A lot of people don't understand art. Before we wrap up this interview, can you help people understand art. We are looking at this beautiful piece.
Yes.
Someone can look at it and say, it's nothing, but can you make people understand that?
Well, basically, people need to understand that the African man and the African woman painted on their bodies first before they painted on the rocks. So the idea that art is for the white people, it's something which we need to rub off from our minds. Because if we go into the villages, what you see with those women, with the clay pots, with those migoti, chimbo, nezvakawanda zvinowanika kumamisha, that's what art is all about. And the artists who are working today, they respond to the everyday life. So those who want to see the everyday life, this is where it's seen, in the National Gallery of Zimbabwe. So there's no need for people to run away from our past, because we have always, Africa has got the oldest civilization. The definition of art starts here in the continent. So those reflections are here in the National Gallery of Zimbabwe. And the National Gallery is open to all Zimbabweans, young and old, black and white. So it does not segregate. So as long as the National Gallery is here, people can also come and enjoy it. People can also come and enjoy Saturday art classes, holiday art camps. Those who want to refresh themselves, to understand what art is all about, we've got guided tours. They can come here as a group and be guided through our education department to get an understanding of what art is. And it's art which is done by our own Zimbabwean artists. It's not art which is done by foreigners, but including those which is done by foreigners can also be shown here. But most importantly, it's done by Isusu Vanavevu.
Mr. Raphael Chikukwa, Chief Curator here at the National Art Gallery, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Masamvu. Thank you.